I think he need to enjoy what he's doing, and that's it. He need to calm down and start calling out people with other levels. I think he need to focus on what he's doing.
Canelo Alvarez fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We promoted that fight many years ago. Didn't knock him out, couldn't hurt him. So imagine if Jake Paul can hurt or even wobble Chavez Jr. It's something that Canelo didn't do or couldn't do. So
he didn't throw any punches until the third or fourth round or something. He was just kind of walking forward, and I don't know what he was doing. It was weird.
Canelo Alvarez has given his thoughts on Jake Paul's win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The fight just ended, and fans are shocked by what happened. People in boxing wanted to hear from Canelo because he respects the Chavez family. When asked, Canelo quickly shared what he thinks about Jake's big win over the son of Mexico's boxing legend.
Paul going toe-to-toe with 39-year-old Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And it's another win for Jake Paul. He was greeted with boos post-fight after winning his 6th straight fight, calling out anyone and everyone, requesting multiple title shots and a possible rematch with Tommy Fury. Jake claims he's just getting warmed up.
Chapter 1's done tonight. Now we're moving into Chapter 2, and I'm just getting warmed up in the sport. But people hold the Tommy Fury thing against me, but what now? I just beat a former world champion, and I'm coming to avenge that loss as well with Tommy.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Jake Paul and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fought a 10-round cruiserweight match at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, on June 28, 2025. From the start, Jake controlled the fight with his jab and body shots. Chavez Jr., who is 39, looked slow and did not punch much until the last rounds. The judges gave the fight to Jake Paul with scores of 99-91, 98-92, and 97-93. Chavez only clearly won one round.
Yeah, no, I felt the crowd's energy, even though they were against me. I love it. I feed off of that. And I think it's funny when I'm landing, however many punches I land, 250 or 200, and he landed whatever, like 100, but they just scream every single time he lands a punch. But at the end, they were quiet. So that's how it goes always.
But that shows you the mental toughness of Jake Paul, to your question, right? For this young man to consistently go in, not in Puerto Rico, they love him in Puerto Rico, but to consistently go in around the U.S. and be treated like the underdog in that arena and not being supported the right way, and for him to persevere and to be cool, calm, collected, and composed and deliver, it's pretty amazing.
Jake Paul landed 140 punches. Chavez only landed 61, mostly at the end. Chavez tried to fight back in rounds 9 and 10, but it was too late. This win helps Jake move closer to getting a ranking. As a cruiserweight boxer, many people now think Chavez should maybe retire after looking so weak in the fight.
Official weight for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., 198.4 pounds. Official weight for Jake Paul, 199.4 pounds. And ladies and gentlemen, live right here from the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, we see the return of the former world champion, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and the return of the problem child, El Gallo de Dorado, Jake Paul, live on DAZN pay-per-view tomorrow night. Back up.
God has given me the ability. God has given me the strength. God is good. And the problem child's a real fucking dog. Oh. I'm knocking him the fuck out, Chris. Let's go, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, Jake Paul, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Pro boxer Emiliano Vargas was impressed by Jake Paul's performance. After seeing Chavez lose so easily, Vargas said Jake stayed calm and looked like a real athlete under pressure. Vargas said Chavez could not keep up with Jake's pace. He said fighters need a strong plan to beat Jake, but Chavez did not have one. Vargas did not attack Chavez too much, but said this fight showed Jake has improved a lot.
I mean, look, he got accepted. I mean, look, he's a YouTuber. People know that. But you gotta respect it, man. The only thing you can do is respect it. But, you know, that's it, man. You gotta respect it.
Easy work. Couple of those shots at the end. Any of them hurt you?
I just think Chavez didn't get started. That's the only thing. I mean, you can't win.
I want to be world champion. Zerno looks slow as shit tonight.
You can't win if you don't throw, you know? So it was kind of like the Ryan Garcia Rollies thing. You know, Rollies didn't, I mean, Ryan really didn't get started, so, you know.
What'd you think about how Jake looked and fought?
Hey, you know what?
You're very tough.
If he sucked ass, he sucked ass, but he actually looks pretty good. There's people walking in the gym, you can tell right away if they can box or not, so. He can box, he's selling out, you know, obviously this arena. And
Vargas also talked about if Jake is ready to fight boxers ranked in the top 15 or 20. Many boxing experts say Jake is close to fighting real pro boxers, not just MMA stars or celebrities. Promoter Eddie Hearn said Jake might soon get a WBC ranking, but thinks other boxers deserve those spots more than Jake for now.
What's up, bro? I missed you, just I want to get your reaction to the fight.
Oh, great fight. You know, Julio's back after all he's been through. So, you know, I tip my hat off to him. It's not easy, you know, especially through, you know, when life throws at you sometimes. But, you know, it was a good fight.
What'd you make of how Jake Paul looked and fought?
He's doing his thing. Jake Paul's looking good. Shout out to him. Yeah.
Do you think he's ready to, like, fight, like, maybe a top 15, top 20?
Sure, yeah.
So I guess where does Junior go from here, in your opinion?
It's up to him. He can retire if he want, or he can have another, you know, fight like this. You know, fight a YouTuber or something. Yeah.
In terms of you, Rayo, when can we see you back in the ring?
I'll be back like in the fall, hopefully.
The fall?
Yeah.
You have an opponent in mind?
Nothing set in stone.
All right. Hey, just want to get your thoughts. The rematch between Lamont and Roach, how do you see it? I mean, Tank and Roach.
That's a good fight. 50-50 fight, like the first fight. I'm gonna go, you know, I don't know, whoever.
Finally, Canelo and Crawford. Break it down.
That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. It's hard to count Crawford out, man, because he's just a dog. And if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be Crawford or Benavidez, you know. So, you know, Crawford, I don't know. I'll 50-50.
All right, Ryan, thank you.
Thank you.
Shane Sugar Mosley did not hold back after seeing Chavez fight Jake Paul. The former world champion said Chavez should retire because he looked weird in the ring and did not have real fight spirit. Mosley said Chavez looked scared and could not handle Jake's pressure. He thinks losing like this means Chavez's time as a boxer is over.
When and how, especially Junior fought?
Well, first of all, I think that Jake Paul fought a good fight. You know, he moved around the way he's supposed to, throwing great punches, and for the experience he had, he did fantastic. Junior, on the other hand, he didn't throw any punches until the third or fourth round or something. He was just kind of walking forward, and I don't know what he was doing. It was weird. It was weird to see that type of fighting, but anywho, that's not Jake Paul's fault. So Jake Paul did what he needed to do, and he won, and he looked good.
Where do you think Junior goes from here, in your opinion, Shane?
Junior needs to retire from here.
Junior needs to retire.
He needs to retire. I mean, if you can't throw any punches in, you know, 2, 3, 4 rounds, you need to retire. I mean, if you can, what are you doing? What are we doing? You just living up your father's name. That's basically what you do, because you didn't even fight.
Jose Rayo Valenzuela was also disappointed in Chavez Jr.'s performance. He said Chavez looked flat and did not fight with hunger. Valenzuela said Jake looked sharp, fit, and stayed in control so Chavez could never find his timing. Valenzuela also shared he is training again, feels strong, and wants to return to the ring later this year.
Junior go from here, in your opinion?
It's up to him. He can retire if he want, or he can have another, you know, fight like this. You know, fight a YouTuber or something. Yeah.
In terms of you, Rayo, when can we see you back in the ring?
I'll be back like in the fall, hopefully. The ball? Yeah.
Do you have an opponent in mind?
Nothing set in stone.
All right. Hey, just want to get your thoughts. The rematch between Lamont and Roach, how do you see it? I mean, Tank and Roach.
That's a good fight. 50-50 fight, like the first fight. I'm going to go, I don't know, whoever.
Finally, Canelo and Crawford. Break it down.
That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. It's hard to count Crawford out, man, because he's just a dog. And if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Crawford or Benavidez, So, Crawford, I don't know. I'll 50-50.
Before the fight, boxing expert Teddy Atlas gave his honest opinion. He talked about Chavez Jr.'s past, but said he did not think Chavez was still a strong boxer. Atlas said Chavez's problems outside boxing and not fighting much would hurt him. He also said Chavez's last fights were not tough. Atlas said if Chavez defended well, he could test Jake, but in the end, Atlas thought Jake would win.
Paul's gonna beat him. I think it'll go the distance. Paul doesn't pick guys, so he'll look stupid. Chavez, when he does throw the left hook, bud, if he leads with it a little bit, the best punch of Paul, besides the jab, is his right hand. He's got a pretty good right hand. And if he could time the left hook being a little wide in front of him, well, as I always say, straight beats round. The straight right hand could beat the left hook.
One day before the fight, Jake Paul said he would do what Canelo Alvarez never did, beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. after his win. Jake said beating Chavez Jr. proves he can fight big names that top boxers did not face. Canelo never fought Chavez Jr., but Jake says his hard work helped him beat a real champion. He wants people to see he is more than just a YouTuber.
This is going to be the toughest fight of his career, the most embarrassing fight of his career. He's going to be exposed.
Julio, que te va a romper tu madre, güey. Más. I don't think so.
How do you think this fight plays out?
I break him down, He's always the young man, the stronger guy in the ring. So for the first time, I want to put him back, make him work, extra work.
After beating Chavez Jr., Jake Paul wants to fight bigger names in the cruiserweight division. He says he wants to fight top boxers like Gervonta Davis, Badou Jack, or Gilberto Ramirez.
Title challenger, I'd have to say he has a long way to go, but going 10 rounds against a former champion, even if that former champion is a Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. who was 39 years old and really 13 years or so removed from credibility in the ring, at least Jake had to go 10 hard rounds, which was an improvement from some of the 8-round fights he's had earlier, and he had to fight off a somewhat stiff challenge late from a Chavez who pretty much took the first 4 rounds off completely of this fight and really took a long time to heat up and finally get going. I don't mean to be a hater here, but you do have to judge with some knowledge compared to the rest of boxing. It's one thing to be the best celebrity fighter in the world. It's another thing to legitimately climb the ladder and fight for a cruiserweight world title.
And this is a kind of Mickey Mouse path to the title shot that he might carve for himself. If Jake Paul is able to get a WBC ranking next to his name by having defeated a former middleweight champion, then kudos to him for the way he's done it. A genius marketer, but with a credibility, like BC alluded to, is not at the highest level.
But Ramirez is busy trying to unify titles with High Apataya, so that fight may not happen soon. Jake has also called out heavyweight boxers like Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua. Many people still doubt Jake's opponents, but Jake says he wants to prove he is serious. After beating Chavez Jr., fans booed him, but Jake answered with a strong speech saying he is ready to fight anyone and wants to show he is a real boxer.
I'm going to fight all of these guys. I feel like tonight was just the first day of my boxing career, and I just got warmed up, and now this is the chapter 2 moving forward. Felt the crowd's energy, even though they were against me. I love it. I feed off of that, and I think it's funny when I'm landing, however many punches I land, 250 or 200, and he landed whatever, like 100, but they just scream every single time he lands a punch. But at the end, they were quiet. So that's how it goes always.
But that shows you the mental toughness of Jake Paul, to your question, right? For this young man to consistently go in, not in Puerto Rico, they love him in Puerto Rico, but to consistently go in around the U.S. and be treated like the underdog in that arena and not being supported the right way, and for him to persevere and to be cool, calm, collected, and composed and deliver is pretty amazing.
Hey, Jake, right over here to your right. Andreas L from ESPN. Listen, the last time you fought a fighter that had a lot of pressure towards you was Tommy Fury. You looked a lot different tonight. And people still go back to that fight and say, well, he couldn't beat Tommy Fury. Talk about how much different you are of a fighter now as opposed to when you fought Tommy.
I don't even think I was a fighter then. I was like 2.5 years into the sport. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have the proper team around me, the proper conditioning. My lifestyle outside of the ring was still that of like a YouTuber, celebrity actor, whatever I was at that point in time. So I wasn't fully focused on boxing. Like I said, feels like chapter 1's done tonight. Now we're moving into chapter 2, and I'm just getting warmed up in the sport.
Chavez Jr. admitted he started the fight too slowly, but says he wants to keep boxing. His dad, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., was angry and sad after seeing him lose to Jake Paul. He said Chavez Jr. did not do enough at first, but looked better at the end and could have won if the fight was longer. He blamed his son's old problems and lack of training, but said Chavez still showed heart.
Jake Paul just fought against Mike Tyson, who didn't even throw one punch. This is not Mike Tyson. You are gonna get your ass whooped.
No hay manera de que le gane Jake Paul.
There is no way Jake Paul.
Esta preparación que hizo Julio, Jake Paul no la sabe, ¿entiendes?
This camp, Jake Paul doesn't know.
Va a salir a tirar en chingazos y Jake Paul va a estar corriendo como gallina.
Julio's gonna go in throwing some serious punches, and you're gonna be running like a chicken without a head.
Yeah, we've heard it all before.
Oscar De La Hoya supported Jake Paul after the fight. He praised Jake for fighting a real opponent like Chavez Jr., who once fought big names like Canelo. De La Hoya said Canelo never hurt Chavez Jr., so if Jake did, that means something. He believes this win could help Jake get closer to a world title and prove he is a real boxer.
Canelo Alvarez fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We promoted that fight many years ago. Didn't knock him out, couldn't hurt him. So imagine if Jake Paul can hurt or even wobble Chavez Jr. It's something that Canelo didn't do or couldn't do. So Jake Paul, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., it's a real fight. Yeah. Look, people keep talking about Jake Paul, well, he's not a real fighter, this and that. Well, he's fighting a real fighter now in Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. It's going to be a good test for both guys. Obviously, Jake Paul, he's a masterclass promoter in what he does. He's been doing some great things. I mean, Mike Tyson, 60 million people. Fighting Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who, when he trains, when he gets in shape, when he's focused, he will be dangerous for anybody. Look, Canelo Alvarez fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We promoted that fight many years ago. Didn't knock him out, couldn't hurt him. So imagine if Jake Paul can hurt or even wobble Chavez Jr. It's something that Canelo didn't do or couldn't do. So there's a lot of stories to come out from this. A lot of great stories for Jake Paul. So I just feel honored and proud that we can team up with MVP Promotions, with Jake Paul, and we can make Zurdo Ramirez with Torticos the mandatory. That's going to be a bloodbath in itself. So we're excited.
So, what do you think? Does Jake Paul's big win over Chavez Jr. show he is ready for real top-level fighters? Or is it just another part of his carefully planned career?